gentlemen, start your engines.
Monday morning cracks. Yes.
Cheers, everybody out there in the world, and good Monday to you, and welcome to
Monday morning
December,
Vietnam.
It is December, and we are here for you guys in the entertainment world and the whole world to listen to us. So everybody out there, we want you to have a beautiful Monday. We want you to drink your coffees and your eggnogs and your
Tequila and tomato juice.
all that good stuff, whatever helps you get through your morning and helps you have a beautiful morning. And you look at the sunrise and you're like, I'm realizing that winter is around the corner.
Yes, or unless it's still dark out and you're looking at that moon glow still and the stars are still in the sky. Gas prices, are hopefully going to go down. Maybe not. But,
Hopefully
when you're at the gas station at 5 a.m. and it's just kind of peaceful, you don't have to give the bum a dime because he's still cold and shivering.
Yeah.
But maybe, you just roll a quarter his way and grab yourself a cup of coffee, maybe a banana, tell the cashier, peace.
Peace.
You know what it is? You know what it is on a Monday morning when you're filling up the car with gas.
Trying to just get where
Everybody,
you gotta go.
It is Monday morning in November. This is the podcast that you love to listen to. We're not the best podcast. Maybe we're not the greatest podcast, but no podcast is better.
There is no better podcast out there. There's nothing that has better content, more information, and we're just going to give you everything that you guys need to get through your Mondays. And speaking of getting through those Mondays, let's get back to where we were last week with the last Monday show.
Yes, but before we do that, we just want to say, everybody, have a good morning. If you could have a great Monday, then you can have a great life. It is the holiday season. October was great. You had a great Halloween. It was real spooky and lots of violence and
Gunner,
violent
did you get
movies.
a lot of candy Halloween this year?
Oh, I got a lot of candy.
So did I. I got those little bottles of candies. For some reason, people kept giving me those little chocolate bottles where you bite them and some little special stuff goes into your mouth.
And they got the rum, Mexican rum.
Or
Mexican whiskey. What is it?
Those are good. They also got.
Those are good.
Yeah, they got various candies out there. You guys got to check those out. Actually, that's a good holiday gift too. If you feel like giving your special sipper a special something, why not give him or her those chocolates in a box? They're alcohol chocolates. Contain very little bit of alcohol per chocolate, but if you eat the whole box, you might be sick in your stomach.
And who knows what you can get into. But yes, Thanksgiving was great. I hope you had lots of turkey.
Oh, yeah.
I hope lots of turkey was eaten and lots of gravy was drinking and lots of beers were sipped on down.
Oh, that's right.
Thanksgiving, time for your family. We hope your family's okay. We hope everyone blessings and love and peace and prosperity. Yeah. Everybody, all of the good and none of the bad.
None of the bad.
However, Christmas is coming up,
followed
by New Year's.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's going to be...
You're talking about 2025 is coming already?
2025 is coming. So, everybody, keep on listening to the show. Thank you, Maniacs. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and Lennies and Maniacs. We just want to thank you out there. Peace and love. Peace and love, baby.
Love and peace.
All right.
So, everybody, let's get back to this.
Let's get into this.
Okay, so last week, where we left off was in... who were we at again? We're going at war versus...
Mario Kart
versus Gran Turismo.
Mario Kart versus...
Gran Turismo. So
yes.
That's where we're going at, and that's what we were doing. So Gunner was taking Mario Kart, which is the SNES console, and Runner, myself, I was taking Gran Turismo,
yes.
which is the PlayStation Uno, number 1. So let's carry on with the debate, and let's end the debate as promised. We're going to finish this off.
All right, everybody, SNES versus PlayStation 1. So, Lenny's out there, what do you think's a better system? Super Nintendo by Nintendo?
Or PlayStation by Sony?
All right, so, it's totally up to your debate. Last week, we were talking about a very specific battle, which is Mario Kart
versus Gran Turismo.
Yep, and so we were thinking, these games are so similar.
And see, we're actually doing the whole franchise. So we're not just doing one game. We're not doing Mario Kart 1 versus Gran Turismo 1. We're doing a whole franchise of games. So you could go all the way to the latest consoles of Gran Turismo or
Mario Kart.
And find out which one you like more. So let's get back to it and let's end this debate of Mario Kart versus Gran Turismo.
Okay, Google. How many Gran Turismo games are there?
About 7, right?
There are currently 8 main Gran Turismo games.
I was off by 1.
Gran Turismo, 1997.
Oh, right on, all right.
2. Gran Turismo.
So we got the bilingual Google, huh? I like that.
3. Gran Turismo 3. A-Spec, 2001.
All right, quiet, Siri.
All right, well,
8.
I actually originally thought there was 7, but I guess Gran Turismo,
there's 8.
Where's there 8? Hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah, 8. Secret versions maybe. But anyways, there's 8 Gran Turismo games, and if you listen to last week's episode,
the producers again,
we tell you how many Mario Kart games there were. There's a lot, at least 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 or 11.
7, 8. What?
Everybody out there, lots of people are going to say that these games aren't similar and they don't belong in the same category.
Well, I don't care.
Because one is a simulation game and the other one is kind of just a cartoon arcade, little Super Nintendo baby game. However, we want to question whether or not you played either of them. Have you played Mario Kart Super Nintendo? Okay. Have you played Gran Turismo Part 1 on the PlayStation? Okay. So if you are those select people who have played them both, then which one do you think is better? That's all we're asking. We're not trying to get into the politics behind what game is what. We're not trying to, tell you that they're exactly identical. We're just saying that one is a very successful racing game on the Super Nintendo.
That's correct.
And
the
other
is a very successful game on the PlayStation Sony franchise as well. But Frankie has just given me this information. Thanks a lot, Frankie, for not telling me everything. But anyways, Gran Turismo Sport was actually a game that we were missing besides 1 through 7. So they have one called Gran Turismo Sport as well. It's a sport mode and arcade mode, online racing only. I guess that's why it was kind of hidden. They also have a Gran Turismo 5 Prologue. I don't know what the heck that's going on with. They have Gran Turismo HD PSP. So, I mean, it doesn't count. It does, but yet it doesn't. So it's kind of weird like that. But overall, they do have a huge franchise that is strong and running long, and it's one of the biggest ones in PS1 history.
All right.
And so let's go head to head.
Head to head. All right. Pros and cons at random. Let's begin.
Here we go.
All right. And I'll do the cons and... we'll go back and forth.
Okay, how about
because Runner
you do the pros of your
thinks that Gran Turismo is better.
Okay.
And Gunner thinks that Mario Kart Super Nintendo is better.
The way we should do it is I do the pros of my game and you do the cons of my game. You do the pros of your game and I'll give you the cons of your game.
All right, something like that. We'll do it.
Let's try.
Let's roll.
We'll try and see how it goes.
All right, because I already got the pro for your game, so I'm just gonna give it some credit real quick.
Thank you.
And we talked about this last week, but that you could change parts and change colors.
That is cool.
And change your car parts. That's pretty awesome. You can't do that on Mario Kart.
And I give you a pro for your game since you're giving me a pro. Pro for your game is, in my game, there is no way in heck that you could fly. And you guys could glide through the air. I'm not saying completely fly, but you can glide through the air. And that is pretty cool.
It's true.
I like that.
All right. You can't glide or fly in Gran Turismo Part 1.
Mm-hmm.
Not even with cheat codes, but maybe with some nice mods. However, I got a con for the Gran Turismo game, and that is loading times.
Oh.
The loading times are ridiculous.
We do have to wait.
Like it's like a minute and a half, maybe. I think one screen's like 15 minutes. Did I say 15? I meant 20 minutes of loading.
Sometimes it takes that long.
Oh man! And then the memory chip would glitch, and you would lose all your save data. You can't lose data on Mario Kart. I guess you can, but not really.
And speaking of that, I will give you the con for Mario Kart, which is that it is very much easier to lose the memory in Mario Kart because all it takes is one little glitch of the video game, and if it glitches, sometimes it can't erase. So sometimes if you lose that, or if you glitch out in your game, it can mess up and you lose it forever. So it's a lot harder to
Yeah, but Super Nintendo you could only unlock one secret character, but on Gran Turismo you could put hours and days and months into building your car. And
it could build up. I know that is really cool.
Your career,
and you could never actually.
You don't want to lose that.
There isn't a career mode in Mario Kart either. Like you could do it. I mean, it's different though. It's an actual more reality of a career mode than in the Mario Kart. It's more just levels and you win cups. You do win cups in Gran Turismo, but it's different kind of cups. It's like actual professional real cups, when in the Super Nintendos, it's just not the reality cups. So
all right, so I
give that to Gran Turismo.
We got to wrap this up a little bit, but let's do a couple flash pros and cons. And so I got a con and a pro. Well, the con is for Gran Turismo, the pro for Gran Turismo is that it's in 3D.
That is cool.
Like, that's pretty cool. Like, there were nice 3D graphics too. And, Gunner's not too big of a fan of PlayStation, but those polygons kicked serious, fast-paced automobiles. And also the con is that it's not as fun as Mario Kart. Mario Kart, the pro for Mario Kart is that it's way more fun than Gran Turismo. And I stand by that.
Okay, so this is a double
Gunner
pro,
stands by that.
Double pro, double con, or double pro. Double a pro and a con.
Right,
so 1 and 1. Pro is you can upgrade your car, your engine, your engine rebuild, and the con about Mario Kart is you can't really engine rebuild on Mario Kart, but you can on Gran Turismo. Yeah. And another pro is you can do all the specific paint. You can make the color of the things you want, and some of them you could actually put your own initial on it or whatever you like. And the con is you can't even do that on Mario Kart either. So I'm still sticking with Gran Turismo.
All right, and so now we're going to go down to, drum roll please, what game is better? And I still say Mario Kart!
I'm sticking with Gran Turismo, but maniacs out there, let us know what you guys think. Because your opinion is the one that counts, and you know where to get at us. Gunner, let them know. Tell them where to get at us.
The Runner and Gunner YouTube and the Runner and Gunner Instagram,
so
of course.
Leave your comments, thoughts. Let us know what the heck is going on in your brains and that big mind with all those crazy thoughts that are talking about, no, I like this, no, I like this, no, I don't, no, I do, yes, I don't.
It's hard to be eccentric nowadays because there's just too many things. Too many games, not enough time. There's too many movies, too many songs, just too much life and not enough of time.
So final thoughts, Gunner, on your game, which is Mario Kart, and my game, which is Gran Turismo. Go!
I would say that either of them would have been a well-received addition to the presents underneath my Christmas tree.
And I would say that each game to its own owner would give it all the love and respect that it deserves. So everybody out there, if you love your game, play your game, and respect your creators.
And I also got to say that I like Mario Kart better, and Super Nintendo's better, so na.
And PlayStation will kick Mario Kart and Super Nintendo out of the door. Because if I got that game for Christmas and not Gran Turismo, I would smash it.
Speaking of Christmas, Runner and Gunner and I,
here we go.
We have a story to tell you about Christmas. A very lovely, warm Christmas underneath
super special
the sky of the gift of life. One day, there was a young child. His name was Lenny. And so Lenny one time arose from his slumber at about 5 a.m. How did he know it was 5 a.m.? Well, he looked outside and saw the birds chirping and the squirrels gnawing at acorns. And he saw the skunks hiding in the snow-puffed bush. And he said, "It is time. Santa Claus has come."
And then he said, "Mommy and Daddy, I got this big Christmas present under the tree.
So many presents, I can't wait.
Oh, what can it be?"
And so little Lenny ran down the stairs. He was kind of a heavy-set kid. He ate a lot of candy and sugar. And then, boom, he swirls across the first angle of his house. And boom, the second corner angle in his house. And boom, the staircase, boom, turns and runs down the staircase. And there, right on the stairs, he peeks his little eyes over the handrail. And there's presents underneath the Christmas tree. Many presents underneath the Christmas tree.
But there was a specific big old giant one.
Three specific big old giant
ones.
ones.
Worth? He only cared about the money. He didn't care about the gift.
And
so
Mommy
he went
and Daddy
straight to the gift.
Sat on the couch with their cups of coffee, and Father puffed away on his tobacco cigarette. And he said, well, little Lenny, you should start with the small ones first.
No, Daddy. His response,
he said,
I want all of them.
And so he got spanked. Yay! And that was how the morning began. But after little Lenny stopped crying, after little Lenny ceased from crying, he began at them. The smallest gift of all first. What is it but a copy of Halo on the original Xbox?
Halo!
And then he started at the next box. 3 PlayStation 4 video games.
Yee-hee.
And then the next package. It was an Xbox Series 1 Super Pack with gift cards and a headset for online gameplay.
And Madden Special Edition.
And underneath it, Madden Special Edition for Xbox. And so he tore away at his third gift. Nintendo 64 controllers. And then the other gift, a full Sega Saturn, complete with every single game ever created.
All CDs.
Then after about 10 minutes of just pure unfolding and untearing and unwrapping, the big presents. Son, be careful with that one.
Do not break it.
PlayStation 5 with the headset and the VR and the keyboard and the mouse and NBA 2K25.
He was thrilled that day, and he said, thank you, Mama, and thank you, Papa. Hugged them with his butt so sore from the whipping he had taken earlier. But at the end, he ended up being happy. So the moral of the story is, kids, as long as you're good and take your whippings, you will get what you deserve at the end of the day. Merry Christmas to all.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
And to all a good day.
And little Lenny lived happily ever after, and he found himself a very wonderful wife, and he had many children who had many children. And when he went up into the big sky, they all wished him luck and gave him kisses on the cheek, all 40 of his family members. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Merry Christmas.
You better crack that for Christmas, Runner.
I shall.
Well,
what
everybody.
A great ending and a great story that was. So anyways,
let's
get back to the main topic of the Runner Gunner video game podcast that we're talking about. And that is RPGs. Not only any RPGs, Super Nintendo versus PlayStation. RPG.
Super Nintendo versus PlayStation RPG battle. All right, everybody. We got a list of Super Nintendo. We got a list of
and a Super Nintendo as well as PlayStation 1.
We got a list of Super Nintendo games, and we got a list of PlayStation RPGs. Wait, did I say that right? We got a list of Super Nintendo RPGs, and we got a list of PlayStation RPGs.
Yes, we do.
Woo! Mouthful. All right, everybody out there. But before we get into it, just have a crack. Just have a bite of your oatmeal, of your eggy weggy, or your egg burrito, or your champurrada, or your eggs and bacon tacos, or your chilaquiles, or your margarita, or your Bloody Mary,
your mimosas,
or anything that you're eating, waffles and biscuits. And then just have a great Monday morning. Have a good day at work. You know, your boss is going to be happy. But all right, let's get into it.
So we got a lot of freaking role-play games. Too many. So we're just going to put selection at random. And at random, let's see. It runs into Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, for the
PS1.
PlayStation. All right. I got Suikoden #2.
Suikoden.
It was pretty much doomed to fail from the start. It was released in the wake of Final Fantasy VIII.
And I got Mega Man Legends, which is a compilation of 2D action, and it gets into 3D action, so it's kind of like both. It's pretty much both, but it's a cool one.
I got
Check it out.
another one for the... Wait, are you doing Super Nintendo?
This is PS1.
Oh, you're doing PS1.
I guess they got similar games too. They both got.
All right, let me finish off my PS1 and then I'll say. Well, to finish off my PlayStation 1, I say Final Fantasy 9.
Number 9. All
right, now I'm going to switch over to Super Nintendo. So I got a Super Nintendo RPG for all you Lennies out there, and you ladies and gentlemen, and anyone else who remembers, especially you maniacs. Mm-hmm. It's called Tales of Fantasia. Do you remember that one?
Ooh, that's a good one.
All right, your turn.
What about Parasite Eve? That was a good one. That was a crazy one.
What about Super Mario RPG?
Yeah, that was a good one. All right, here we go.
Parasite
one of the big
Eve.
ones. I'm bringing it back to the big
consider
ones.
an RPG. That was a good game, though.
A big one. This is a big one, and everybody knows what it is. Resident Evil.
All right.
1 and 2.
Not really an RPG.
1 and 2. Well,
you know.
Technically, you know. And I didn't even.
We got Illusions of Gaia.
Oh, Illusions of Gaia.
Illusions of Gaia.
King's Field. King's Field is an old school game. If you play that one, it first came out in Japan, but I think it never left Japan, actually. It's probably still Japan made. But if you know that game, then you know RPG.
We got Star Ocean for the Super Nintendo.
Oh, yeah. Star Ocean's on PS1 as well. That's a good one.
What do you got? We also got the Seventh Saga.
Well, Chrono Triggers for both.
Chrono Trigger.
Triggers for both PS1.
Which one was better? Lenny's out there. What system had the better Chrono Trigger Part 1?
Chrono Trigger.
Super Nintendo or PlayStation?
Well, Tales of Destiny. That was a good one, too.
All right, what about this one? Breath of Fire for Super Nintendo.
Woo!
The original, Part 1.
That's a good one. Wild Arms. What about Wild Arms? That was a good one.
Here's one that no one remembers.
West game. That's a crazy one.
Secret of the Stars.
It's an all-time classic. Oh, man. And Grenada.
What about Dragon Quest on Super Nintendo? Dragon Quest on PlayStation.
We got Dragon Quest too.
There it is. Lenny's out there. What is better?
Dragon
Quest on PlayStation or Dragon Quest on Super Nintendo? That's a good one.
Let us know. Yeah,
that is one. All right, we're going to wrap this episode up. We got plenty more to talk about. We need to get more deep into this RPG.
So next week, what we're going to be doing is RPGs.
Yeah, we're going to dissect
We're going to go PS1 RPG versus Super Nintendo RPG, our personal own
Because what is better, Dragon Quest on
on
PlayStation or Dragon Quest on Super Nintendo? We're going to get into it.
We're going to get deep
We're going to put them up
that.
side by side on YouTube, and we're going to stare at it while we describe to you what we see on the screen.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. So you guys cannot miss. Do not miss. And
plus, we also got the Lenny list next week.
And every episode, guess what? We're going to do something for Christmas. A little Christmas special here and there. And you guys got to catch on. You got to look for it and wait for it because it will appear at random during each episode.
Yes. And as we get deeper into this series, Super Nintendo versus PlayStation, PlayStation versus Super Nintendo, PlayStation X versus Super Nintendo, Nintendo versus PlayStation, whatever you want to call it. This series is PlayStation 1 versus Super Nintendo. It's going to be a whole block of series. They're all going to be half-an-hour little cookies for you to chunk on while you go to work.
Yeah.
Where you get to work safe, and then you get back home to your kids safe.
And just in case you missed anything, luckily, you could always rewind because we are the Runner Gunner Video Game Podcast.
Podcast.
The premier podcast, the best podcast, LA's favorite
Your morning
podcast.
cup of coffee.
Yeah, you guys need us. I mean, you got to hear us because we are here for you.
We are the Video Game Podcast. And yes, the series continues. This has been a conclusion of Volume 2. I can't wait till next week. Can you wait?
I can't wait. I'm already excited for next week.
Me too. I can't wait.
Do it now.
I just want to hear more about PlayStation and Super Nintendo.
The challenge, the matchup.
And listen to 90s music.
Hasn't it been a great bout? Cheers to that because so far the bout has been great. There has been no one really prevailing unless in your minds, it depends because in my mind I know who's prevailing.
This judge is voting for
I'm taking
Super
PlayStation
Nintendo.
1. And so we know who's prevailing, and it's a good matchup, and we're gonna keep going at it.
Everybody.
We're gonna keep going head to head.
This is the Runner Gunner Video Game Podcast,
toe to toe. It's gonna be amazing.
Yes,
so you guys cannot afford to.
Video Game Podcast, the only and the last podcast you ever need to listen to about video games. But before we go,
one more thing. Okay, let's go.
We got the 2-minute rundown.
We do got that.
Are you ready?
We always got that.
Well, here we go because it is time.
Are you talking about the greatest part of the show?
The greatest.
The best part of the show.
The best part.
That we love to call
the
champions still. Holding on to the 2024 championship, Ohtani and the Dodgers are still champs. Don't worry about that. That is over and done with. Sorry, Yankees. You got to go back to your locker rooms. And the Thanksgiving football games were amazing. Did you guys see Detroit? Did you guys see how Chicago folded? Oh my gosh, it was so crazy. Dallas Cowboys did prevail, and the late game was amazing too by the Packers. What about the first Friday game in a long time ever? I mean, ever. Second Friday game, but first Black Friday game in the history of the NFL.
In the history.
But what happened was the dang Raiders botched the ball at the end of regulation. At the end of regulation.
No!
15 seconds left. They fumbled it. Give it back to the Chiefs. Chiefs win by 2 points. Oh no!
They
Raiders
did that on
season
purpose.
is over,
It's
but
fixed.
it's okay. It is fine. Yeah, it's been a tough road. Lakers are still in it because it's the beginning of the season. Football season, everybody. College football, that is over. And the bowl games are among us. Is your team in? Is your team out? Who knows? We'll find out very soon. But what is going on in the world of entertainment, Gunner?
You mean the world of video games? Well,
Yes.
I got the
Video games
quest
and entertainment.
for you. And the quest is that the Analog 3D, aka Analog 64, is coming out the first quarter of 2025, and it's going to be $250. So if you want to replay your Nintendo 64 games that you kept in your closet, on a shelf, or in a giant museum that you converted a room into, well then, the Analog is coming out your way, and it is coming for you, coming at you with its own controllers, Pro Controllers, wireless. Also,
That sounds really cool. Can you explain? Do you have any more about that? The system?
That's pretty
Or is
much
that what's
all
going
we
on?
know
Wow.
for right now.
That sounds amazing.
However,
I'm
we
gonna
got
go
the
get myself
Nintendo
one.
Switch. It's got some good sales going on. You could go get Mario and Luigi Brothership. That game's out. Contra Operation Gigolos is out. Super Mario Party Jamboree is out.
Gigolos.
And speaking of Nintendo 64, if you want to get your very own Nintendo 64, they have a retro at Walmart for only $120. So you can get that. Also, the Ninja Turtles game is only $20 right now. If you want to go hack and slash and beat them up, that's a good one. It's also $25 on the PlayStation 5 this Christmas. You know, if you missed the Black Friday sales, don't worry. There's going to be there's plenty of Black Friday sales. Ooh, I'm talking too fast. Slash, mundo, more.
Chop.
Metal Gear Solid's out. Predator Hunting Grounds is out. Astrobot PlayStation 5 is
VR.
only $50. Get your NBA 2K PlayStation 5 edition. This year is the first year to get you a PlayStation 5. It's going to be there for Christmas.
It will
Rest
be under your
assured,
tree.
last year it was hard to find. The year before that, it was impossible to find that. And the year
But
before
now,
that,
they're
forget
everywhere. And how much are they costing right now in the current stores, Gunner? I mean, I know the Black Friday was probably the cheapest time to get it, but I'm asking, like, how much do you think it would retail right now at the current store? Say, like, Target or wherever you need to go.
All right,
to get
well, they usually go for about $500, I think, upon initial release. They're like $599 perhaps.
Wow,
well, if you're getting
insane.
ripped off. But right now, you can get it at Best Buy for $374.99.
Wow. So you just said under $400, and it retailed at how much? Like $600. So that's like $200 off from launch.
At Best Buy,
launch was probably $700.
They were. It was already low at $450, but at launch, at launch
At
it was
least
probably
$800
oh
or
man,
more. At $1K maybe for the
if you get it
special
off of
edition.
eBay.
Yeah, I think $1K
Or the special edition.
with all the
Was
all the extra
$1,000?
perks with the backwards.
Lenny's, do you remember what the
Capability.
initial price for the Super Edition with all the controllers and
Yeah,
the
we're
bundle?
talking about at launch. Yes.
At launch, the at launch bundle. Do you remember what the price was? Go ahead and hit us up on the Instagram. We gotta go, everybody.
We gotta go. It is time.
Oh.
So everybody, we want you to enjoy yourselves. Just the holiday season is among us. Be careful out there. Love each other. And if you could have a great Monday,
Then you can have a great life. Happy Monday morning, everybody. And remember, He has risen.
Live and learn. The Runner and Gunner Monday Morning Podcast.
The Runner and Gunner Monday Morning Podcast.
Mr. X.
You're confusing my existence.
Mr. X.
You're cyber stalking me.
Mr. X.